Yet again,
Man.
I'm getting real tired of seeing this hoo-hoo.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
already
gonna be
kind
honest
of
with you.
pissed off seeing more snipers, but I mean, DNM what? Yeah, DNM ran it in the previous game. To be honest, his stat line, his overall level of play wasn't fantastic, although not all of that was his fault, but
It's a sniper. They stand there. They A-click down towards the enemy team's throne. They don't do
hey,
anything.
whoa. Sometimes you have to push R, all right? Just that's two whole
That's true.
buttons.
Are you familiar with the peeped meme where you would pause the game while the assassinate was in midair? You can't do it anymore. Well, you could do it. You can do it in lobbies. You can't do it in pubs anymore though because it's the 3-second time before. Unless your timing is really good.
Ugh. No, just make it go away. But
Dota's Golden Age.
Golden Age. I don't think there's any Golden Age of Dota that sniper can be included in. That's just not allowed.
You didn't like the troll sniper patch.
No.
I see.
I don't I didn't
Okay.
get to play enough core to love any part of that, so
Yeah, the supports just died back then. It was
not a
even
fun
worse than it was
time.
now because you didn't have the support. You didn't get any gold either. You just got to die.
You just sat there and the troll ran at you very angry until you're dead.
Yeah. If you're lucky, maybe the enemies get punished for killing you. Maybe. If your team responds fast enough, which most of the time they won't. Anyhow, Vegas Void banned out on the side of NoRunes. I guess they're worried about them just like jumping the sniper on the back line, getting that one off. They don't
Right.
have the amazing saves against the chrono. I think they also need like a big ultimate in order to pair with the Snapfire. Dreamcoil kind of does justice to that one though, and they get rid of Viper and Void Spirit on the side of NoRunes. When I see the Viper bandana, it makes me think that maybe they plan on playing like a Bristleback one or a Phantom Assassin, something that just gets absolutely destroyed from the break. Because I don't think that any of the heroes they have right now are really that concerned about the Viper, other than the fact that he does have that corrosive skin for the magic damage resist, and you mostly only have magic damage at this point. BKBs are going to be super important on the side of 5RAT as well. With that in mind.
Last ban on the Lifestealer, actually. Okay. That does leave NoRunes with some still high damage options to pick from, and well, I guess if you're Burna, exactly are you looking here? Because
Well, I've got good news for you. They got to decide right now. We don't have to guess because they have no reserve time left on either of these teams.
that's true. Yeah, they really wound
Yeah.
it down. But the CK is an interesting one, right? Kind of splitting the difference. Maybe you don't do quite as much damage as some of the other options, but you're tanky and you have the gap close. Although now you have to go through a Tidehunter. That's a very big, very tanky obstacle in your path.
I would say that I like the Tidehunter quite a bit. It's going to deal with the Broodmother pushing. It's not going to be Hiko on the Snapfire, by the way. It is actually just going to be him on the Broodmother. Boring stuff. Anyhow, uh, you're going to be able to deal with the split push from the Broodmother pretty well. You can clear out all the spiders nearly instantly as well with anchor smashes. He's never going to be under threat of dying to this Broodmother, so he can just walk up to whatever the lane the Brood is trying to push, sit there. She can't take the tower. I think that the Chaos Knight and the Puck are pretty good against both the Sniper and the Leshrac, though. It's like basically whoever gets the jump on the other one between the Leshrac and the Chaos Knight, one of those two heroes gets blown up. Either all the illusions die if the Leshrac manages to get in and get a stun off, or the Leshrac gets blown up so fast he just dies instantly to the Phantasm. So this go one of two ways. Last game we saw NoRunes dominate the lanes. We'll see if they can actually turn that into something this game, though.
Yeah, that was the weirdest part of that. They did so well in the lanes, and then the momentum really just kind of stalled out beyond that point. So,
oh, I see the coach of 5RAT in the chat saying I'm back. Was Neph talking shit? Panders sucks. I want the record to show.
it has been noted. It has been recorded. It will be remembered forever. Put it on a stone tablet.
Yeah, thank you. So, what are your thoughts on this one, though, Kmart? I mean, I've tried to break this one down as best I could. I've lost a little bit of confidence in NoRunes after that last match because it really felt like they should have won that one. But I believe in my boys. They're gonna go for the boring strategy. They'll hit the Broodmother like they saw 5RAT do in the previous game. They pick Sniper again on 5RAT, even though they've got no business doing so, and I think he's just going to get run at. I'm going to go with NoRunes, even though they broke my heart last game. What about you?
Yeah, I'm cautious after what happened in the previous game, but draft-wise, it still seems like NoRunes have put together something better, right? They've got the gap closed, they've got the durability. I still refuse to have faith in a sniper pick ever, so
My man.
just don't really like the hero in a lot of situations. But we said similar things sort of last time around, right? NoRunes had some advantages, and then the execution kind of let him down. But let's see if it changes this time, because it would be nice to have one of these best of threes go to
A third game.
Yeah,
our days are
nice.
too short.
All these 2-0 sweeps so far. We wanna see something a little bit more balanced.
No, we're not going to find very much balance in this match. All right.
Well, we'll see. Maybe NoRunes can pull it out this time, as we are getting things underway here. Runes coming up in about 30. Both sides just crossed over the river and then didn't find anything, so just some warding.
Again. My man Kmart wants blood.
I want
Entertain
the blood.
him, peasants.
Fight for my amusement.
Not afraid of spiders, are you?
I mean, hey, you know.
I don't think they're listening.
No, they're not.
Actually, they're wrapping around here. They're gonna get on AB1.
Okay. There's the first stun. Ooh. Defensive snowball from Moose, though. I don't know if that'll matter. Yeah, there's going to be the illusory orb coming in. Does he jump to it? Of course he does. Guts wants the kill. Guts wants the kill. There you go. Guts gets the kill.
Gets what Guts wants.
Took him a bit, but they do manage to get it done. There's a kill for your mid laner. Moose, yeah, you don't actually want to chase that. Might want to go back to your lane. And Neph, is this a tri lane that they're setting up for here? Both the supports have made their way top. Are they actually doing this? No, they're not. They're going to be lame. Okay. The Snap will TP down bot. For a moment, I thought maybe they were going to try something cool. Then again, this is a Tide Hunter, so of all the heroes to try and get a tri-lane gank off onto, that's probably not the best option.
Yeah, Tide Hunter and dying, Elder Titan, all heroes that you don't really want to tri-lane into.
Oh well. It was worth hoping for a little bit, but we will settle into some pretty standard lane setups here.
Oh, we'll see how standard it is. I mean, even though Tide Hunter is incredibly tanky, I mean, you're playing against both a Crystal Maiden and a Chaos Knight. Both these are super strong laners, so they can just turn around and kill you pretty quickly if you're not just sitting at full HP all the time. So Speed have to be a little bit careful.
We'll see whether he cares to put too many points up in the Kraken Shell, right? That's kind of just the most obvious indicator of how threatened you feel in that lane. He is going to put 1 point in it at least, but
yeah,
keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on this too. Naugus and Moose are just kind of hacking away at each other. It's a fight that, for now, the Tusk is kind of losing.
Yeah. Moose is at risk of just going down there if he stuck around for even like a moment longer. You got 2 mangoes on that CM.
Well, instead, Moose still sticking around. Might just go for the block on the camp. Meanwhile, what in the world was this ball? Okay. Don't even know if this was fully intentional or not, but the creep wave's all the way over, and August is now kind of in no man's land. Vern is at least able to farm up under his tower, so as long as he gets the rhythm and the timing right, he should.
Oh, he's playing a high base damage here. He'll be fine.
Speed, though, is coming over to the camp, so he is going to be able to clean up some of that. In the meantime, Neph, well, mid matchup. Kits versus Guts. Last time, Guts very clearly won this matchup, but this time Puck versus Leshrac. What do you expect to see here?
I think it favors the Puck at least a little bit. It's a lot easier from the dodge. You can't really ever land the stun onto the Puck. As long as you're paying attention, you can kind of dodge out the lightnings and whatnot as well. You got decent kill potential. Like hopping on top of him, way more mobility. So I think this kind of is supposed to favor good. Whoa.
What the? Okay, Moose, that's...
I mean, I talked about the kill potential up in this lane, but that came out fast.
Just a little too far forward. I think he still hadn't maybe fully healed up either after the last little bit of damage, so... kind of gets caught out there, and NoRunes find another kill. The start looks a little similar to what we saw last time as well, as they were on that kill count early in game 1, but... It's not quite a 6-0 start just yet, but
Yeah.
over in the bottom lane, this is going to be an interesting one, right? I mean, the Snapfire is here. You do have the slow and the stun sort of potential. Well,
no.
okay. Not if you do it like that. That's a little bit awkward. Now, Keiko's just going to run. That means that Hane is just kind of left to die.
You hate to see it. Yeah, that cookie throw, all it was good for is putting Hiko even further away from the Snapfire and further away from the enemy hero, so not great.
And nobody shoots 100% from the field, but that one's a little bit rough. That could have potentially been a kill the other way if they'd have gotten the stun and the damage, but
Coordination was a little bit off, unfortunately, but it does give Jupiter's a chance to head mid, refill against his bottle. If he can't help out his lane, he'll at least make mid a little bit easier for Mr. Jeans.
bottle refill, quick trip back down bot. So, it's unfortunate, but you're making the most out of a bad situation there. Of course, I do want to point out, though, taking a look over at the last hit counts here, we are seeing the 5RAT cores all kind of at the top. Not by massive margins, right? They're not running away with things just yet, but they're not getting slowed down across any of the lanes so far.
I hope it's not too much of an issue. Again, you do have great heroes for blowing people up. CK, Puck, both great at finding pickoffs in the early game. Puck will need to hit his level 6 to have his Dream Coil, though. Then I think it's pretty easy for him to get on top of this Sniper and the Leshrac. So I wouldn't say the net worth is a big problem right now on these heroes anyways.
Right. How close is he? He's 5.5 there, so starting to get that point. Kits is actually like a third of a
Speed's gonna
level
run
ahead.
out right now.
Yeah, Speed, are you okay?
Are you
Pops the
okay?
stick.
That's my question too. I mean, he's getting off his anchor smashes on both these heroes, so they're not damaging him too much.
Snowball in. They might actually turn. Nuagas is a little bit low and now trapped in the shard. Speed, though, he's playing a dangerous game, but he's going to be able to win it. He's got some stick charges up again, so Berna can't actually bring him down.
Oh my god. They let Speed get away with so much that he kept on getting the anchor smashes off of them again and again. They were consistently having their damage reduced by half, and he's got 2 points in the crashing tail. They were basically not hurting him with the physical attacks there. The CM was doing literally nothing, and the Chaos Knight was doing almost nothing.
Well, we said before, right? That's the indicator of
Jupiter's?
how safe you feel in the lane is, yeah, he's...
Oh, he gets the hop
dancing.
this time!
He might still die, but he was able to grab a rune, and he might set up Hiko for the kill. AB1, what do you got here? Cooldown's not really cooperating with him. Salve coming out. DNM's...
Dude, you can't do this. Okay. This is a tactical pause. This is a tactical pause. I'll call this one right now. What are you doing, DNM?
DNM says, all right, hold on.
We need to talk this one through.
Need a moment here.
There's no way like you over to the jungle to help AB1 out with the situation though.
Oh man.
At least I don't think so. Like, he gets run down here. The Broodmother has more movement speed than him. He throws some spin webs if he wants to. Cookie comes off of cooldown in 8 seconds. Scatterblast in 5. But there's no. His kids get drain coiled in the mid lane by Guts right now. He does.
Yep.
He doesn't want him to go be able to help the teammates. They had a lot of time to discuss these plays that are happening on the map right now. All right, now while that happens, AB1. Oh, the cookie off the mark. I hate to see it.
That's twice now.
Yeah.
Bit unfortunate, but hey, you know what? The Snapfire lives, which was kind of something that we weren't sure of at the start of that fight, and well, now Moose says, hold on, I'm going to try and fix that. Able to get the shards down, but this is a support Tusk at level 3, so he really doesn't actually do any damage. And now he's got to walk away.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, they get the kill onto the Leshrac. We were talking about that one. Pretty easy to find with a hero like Puck. Burner's going to be the one who's in trouble, though. I talk about Leshrac builds pretty often, about like what they want out of a game. It becomes very clear based on how many points they have in Diabolic Edict. We've got 2 points in Diabolic Edict here at level 6 on Leshrac. A big sign that he wants to be able to take towers early on.
Right.
So Speed really putting the pressure on. And you don't really want to try to defend this, playing into Leshrac and a Tidehunter, when you still have Ravage available. It becomes way too easy for them to clear out an entire team.
And he's holding the mangoes just in case he does need the mana, but as you say, the Leshrac has multiple points in Edict, the Tidehunter has multiple points in Kraken Shell, so they're just going to kind of be the battering ram. They're going to push your towers and make sure that you don't really push anything on your side, which, well, right now, Heiko doesn't even really have much in the way of thoughts about pushing. He's just trying to stay alive.
He's about to have no thoughts.
Can he somehow get himself out? Shrapnel's off the mark. Okay.
All right.
Oh, wait, he has no...
You should have brought more guys. Come on.
He has no TP, though, so he is kind of trapped here a little bit, but sure as hell beats being dead.
Yeah. I mean, you got pretty high HP regen once you're sitting inside these webs, like 12.6 a second, so he's going to be back up to full HP before long. And yeah, it beats being dead, like you mentioned.
Having to walk through the tree lines is better than having to respawn. And now with the rotation coming in, yeah, that Dream Coil is back up. A regen rune even, so Guts is up to full. They're looking for DNM
out of here.
He's going to snap the coil, just trying to get as far away as he can. And AB1 help. Ice Path is nice, I guess, but it's not going to be enough. DNM should still fall. Moose TP's in after killing Nuagas elsewhere on the map. He's too late to save his core. And Heiko? No, yeah. Thought for a moment he was thinking about it, but that's a tier 1 tower. You've got half HP. I don't know if you want to try this, but looking at the way the snap is, yeah. Maybe a cookie stun, but cookies haven't quite connected with the consistency that they wanted so far, so...
Yeah, we're looking at oatmeal raisins, and we want chocolate chip.
I'm on Team Oatmeal Raisin. Just going to throw that out there as the team fight is getting underway. Snowball onto Nuagas, going to lock him down. Here comes Guts, though, back into the fight. No Dream Coil. Already used it once to kill off DNM, so if he doesn't really have the firepower, he is going to be forced to back off. Moose has 40 HP, but he will live, and... little bit of a weird one. Thought NoRunes were going to bring the rest of the lineup over, but they decide against it. Now they'll go in, though. DNM no longer has his backup. It's not a quick kill, Neph, but they do eventually get it.
Yeah. AB1, unfortunately, is all out of mana, and he's all out of friends as well.
Just getting chased around.
Yeah, I don't think help is coming.
Whoa.
They dropped that Dream Coil on him. The disrespect. Leave him alone.
Wow. Yo, that's some hate. Get the Jakiro the hell out of there. They find the kill. They're going to get some damage on the tower. Actually, I say some damage. I think they actually just take the tower straight up. Yeah.
Yeah, looks like it.
Meanwhile,
Looks like they might have to trade for the mid one.
yeah.
Kids is doing his best to shove this in while they're going for bottom.
What can Nuagas do here? I feel like the answer's nothing. Yeah. Okay. Nope. Not worth it. You are slow as hell.
Wolves of Ice Rack ain't very quick.
If you went for the deny, you probably weren't getting back out again, so... Tier 1's traded. Let's see where they go. Kits and Moose are on their way top. Maxed out Edict now, so Kits quite literally is the living battering ram as they're going to try for another Tier 1, because Speed's just been chilling out, really prepping this tower push the whole time, and... And what can they can't force him out. It's a goddamn Tidehunter. He's so tanky, so they just have to let this go. Okay, they'll pop a glyph that they won't get back, Neph. That's interesting.
Yeah, maybe they'll just force a habit. You know, you lose a tier 1, you forget that that's not how glyphs refresh anymore.
Now Speed's gonna TP mid. He's taken his tower. Now it's time to defend his own tier 1. That's a lot of stuff coming out onto him, though. Damn. The Dream Coil, the Kisses, the Freezing Field.
The man disappeared before I saw him disappear. No, unfortunately, like, he needs to be there for them to be able to defend this tower. Without this, they struggle. Oh, they're actually backing up. I eat my words immediately. I guess his respawn time is pretty low. They still have to fight Jakiro, who's got, like, Macro Pyre to work with here.
They did throw pretty much every ult they had into the fight, so maybe they're kind of cautious of the second round of fighting as AB1 gets blown up. Hits. He's able to connect with a stun, but you don't really have the durability to go pushing into that many. So,
yeah,
okay.
and they're looking to take this right now before Tidehunter has the opportunity to walk back up here. As TP's still on cooldown, so he's not able to drop that Ravage and couple in with that Leshrac, so fast movement now by NoRunes.
A little bit strange. They back off at what we thought was the first and better opportunity, but they're able to create another chance to go in. And listen, at this point, staying even, or even close to even on towers is actually pretty impressive from the NoRunes side, considering what they're going up with, right? In terms of just
Yeah,
the
it's
ability
so hard to
take.
fight into these. It's so hard, man.
As yeah. Oh, they are going to go for it. Wow. I didn't think Guts was going to go all the way in. The Dream Coil's there, but...
No hesitation from these kids. He snaps that one instantly. The question is if they have enough damage. He's got both the point booster and the vitality booster on his Lesh.
Who's going in. Not sure if he wanted to be there, but he wasn't sure that the Lesh was getting away, so he might end up sacrificing himself. Yeah. Booze is going to go down. AB1 may be dying here as well. So the good news is they get the Lesh out of trouble. The bad news is it costs both of them their lives.
Yeah. At the very least, supports that you're losing instead of core heroes there, so you mitigate the damage a little bit. I really like what I'm seeing 5RAT do, though. I mean, Moose running straight into the enemy team instead of back away, so they're not going to be able to keep up that chase on the Leshrac or any of the other heroes, potentially get more people away. I know I keep going off about that, but being able to stop yourself from, like, save a friend syndrome and knowing you're going to die and trying to just get a little bit more advantage out of it or help your team get away is a pretty big thing.
Mm-hmm. In the meantime, Speed, well, hasn't really been allowed to be involved in too much here in the early stages, and that's kind of interesting. So he got the Vlad's first Neph, then went for the Hood. Now he'll double back to actually finish the Wraith Pact.
Yeah, I think he realized that he's just getting... Well, that time that he TP'd into the mid lane, he got blown up by like 1,200 magical damage. And he's okay. This is a little bit of a problem. The barrier and the extra magic resist will play a pretty big part in staying alive in these team fights.
Well, the snowball does clip onto Hiko, so they're able to take him down, but here comes Guts. Dream Coil onto 2. Where's the backup, though? Here comes Burner. Here comes the Kisses. They're hitting up onto the Lesh. Hits, drop low. Can they save him? They're going to try for the Ravage. It technically hits. Yeah, on the far edge there, but I think that's more of just a kind of fight reset, but Burner does still want in. Meanwhile, Moose gets the snowball into the Walrus Punch on Guts. He gets 2 separated from his teammates. And now, okay, maybe they'll lose 1 or 2 extra here as AB1 goes down, but the fight's over. There is just no more cohesion left on NoRunes. And Guts, it's hard to blame him for trying to chase after a very low HP Leshrac, but that does end up costing him the fight.
Yeah, fight's not completely over either. He still have his low HP Leshrac.
Moves in with the snowball.
Jupiter ends up going down, but they do end up finally getting kits.
Okay. Maiko respawns, rejoins the fight, finds a kill. With Guts coming back in with Dream Coil,
I don't think they can kill Speed. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Does he do it? No, he won't. Okay.
They just leave him alone.
Yeah, that's right. You better run. That's what their voice cops sound like. But Speed just walks away.
Don't let me see you again.
Overall, well, okay, yeah, the fight recap's not going to catch that. That fight dragged on for like 2 minutes, but still feels like a little bit too much was sacrificed from NoRunes, considering the Brood goes down at the very start of that. I suppose Berna was able to walk away with the armlet toggling, but the fights need to be a little bit cleaner for them if they want to maintain the lead. Although they do have a lead.
I think like once he gets the Anchor Smash off on the Chaos Knight, he is just not doing enough damage to be able to blow up these heroes.
Right.
It's a serious issue.
Oh. Maiko, you just got caught here some minute and a half ago. You're
never going to catch Hiko in the same place twice in a row.
The Speed is going to see him, but there's not a whole lot Speed can do about it by himself. Maybe he can kill some spiders. Okay. So, yeah, that's a little bit of gold. Stat padding there, because those technically, I think, still count as last hits, but...
They do, in fact, count as last hit. What's our last hit count looking like?
He's actually the highest.
147 untied.
Aha. Sure, those aren't inflated in the slightest. Those are all real and legitimate.
Real and legitimate last hits. Just like you can get to real and legitimate coaching with Leap Gaming Game Leap Speed.
That's the best ad read I've ever heard. Woo!
Thank you. Pandas, I'll be taking my fee later.
Get that wire transfer.
Sorry. The manager is Pandas. That's logical. Getting mixed it up.
Hey, man, Pandas can send you money, too. It's all good, you know?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Take money from anybody at this point, but we are losing focus here, mostly because not a lot's happening. Yeah. It has slowed down significantly. Speed is still just trying to hunt last hits and spiders. What are we working towards? Because Kit's, he's got the Bloodstone neph, right? He's looking pretty good. Quick Buy's not really giving us any answers at this point. Don't know if he's maybe just going to go straight into... Maybe straight into a BKB?
The two things you're looking at on NoRunes is the BKB being completed on the Chaos Knight, so you don't get blown up by the Leshrac and affected by the Anchor Smash of the Tidehunter, and the pipe on the Broodmother. Because, you know, the same thing you see every game. Before the Broodmother's ready to fight, you want pipe and Wraith Back Totem to be able to assist your team. The rest of the people on your side, I mean, Leshrac right now has the to cloak a little bit of magic resistance because, you know, everyone on his team is getting blown up. I'm not sure what he'll turn that one into. He doesn't stack with the Eternal Shroud. I forgot that item existed, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, we don't really see anybody ever care about it much. Yeah. Kind of a super niche item. Who knows? Maybe Kits will grab it this time. Not really sure why, but...
the spell life still doesn't stack with Bloodstone because they're both based on Voodoo Mask. So there's really no point of getting it.
Well,
You
maybe
better
we'll
off
just
getting a
keep it...
Mage Slayer.
Maybe we'll just kind of keep it a casual cloak. But
Yep.
in the meantime, do we have a smoke? AB1's holding one. And they did group up. There it is. They did group up top, so they are going to try and make a move here. Speed and the two supports. Where can they go? Into the south side jungle's looking decent, but the most immediate target is Guts, and that's a hard hero to lock down. Maybe they just don't go anywhere. They're kind of hanging out, waiting to see if somebody comes up to farm this creep wave. There it is. They do get in on to Hane, and... Yeah. 3-man smoke for that is maybe not the highest value in the world, but it's a kill. You know, you're able to now maybe push onto your opponent's side of the map a bit as Moose is going to try and fight for some vision.
I mean, they're establishing skill that they find a kill nearby. They might try to clear this one out, but they're not amazing at it. Plus, if you set yourself up in the pit, you kind of give yourself away for just getting hit by like a Dream Coil plus Mortimer Kisses once that fighter respawns.
Coil out. Burnham's going to pop the BKB and push in.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, Moose went forward, but do they even want this anymore? Without the Leshrac, they're just really lacking in damage. Speed does not want to have to use his Ravage here. Teammates are going down around him. DNM has arrived at the fight, but I don't really know why. He's too late to help. Yeah, now he's just going to have to back up. Did use the grenade to get himself away, and the good news is he doesn't die, but...
Yeah. But all of his team does.
Yep.
And that fight right beside the road means they get to go right in. They'll clear this one up pretty fast. All the extra minus armor from Reality Rift to make quick work of it. But yeah, got themselves caught out there. And I was talking about this one earlier. I mean, the BKB was a big one for being able to get the damage reduction. The Anchor Smash, as well as the dots from the Leshrac. And it's either Leshrac jumps you or you jump the Leshrac. And manage to do a successful jump off on the Lesh at the beginning of a team fight is CK, then the fight basically goes your way. That Bloodstone never gets activated. You just end up melting.
Yeah, and Burn actually picked up a Mage Slayer himself here, so he was hitting the Leshrac at the very start of that fight, so all of a sudden you're not hitting as hard as you thought you would be, so Kit's got to be careful. He is going for the BKB now, though, so going to be a little bit harder to actually catch him out with that initiation. More time for the Bloodstone. It'll... Is it enough to single-handedly turn a fight? Probably not, but it's definitely going to mean Kits actually gets to participate, as opposed to the last fight where he was just dead instantly.
However, he's going to have to get this one completed pretty quickly and then get armor afterwards. He's on the timer here. Burn is getting closer to his level 20, the Reality Rift piercing spell immunity.
Yeah.
And at that point, it doesn't matter if you're spell immune. It doesn't matter if you have the Bloodstone. If you don't have armor, you're getting like 2-shot by these illusions. So Shiva's Guard is going to have to come out pretty quickly after this this BKB. And again, currently halfway to level 17 on this Chaos Knight. That's the timing you want to beat.
Push into the north side jungle from pretty much the entirety of 5RAT, actually. So they know Kits has got to get these items. They're trying to create some space for him to farm, and he is pretty damn close to that BKB. On the other side, though, that's a Blink Dagger that Burna got for himself, so
Dude, this is such a sick CK build. Mage Slayer, Blink Dagger. He's just going all in on this Leshrac.
Yeah, this
For
is
anyone not
rough.
familiar with what Mage Slayer does right now, it gives you 25 magic resistance, which is actually significantly more than what Hooded Defiance gives you. It only gives you 18%. And it reduces the spell damage that enemies do by 35% for 6 seconds when you hit them. So, between the magic resist it gives you and the spell damage reduction, you're doing like very little damage to the CK.
Yeah, and then, right, he's got Reality Rift to close the gap. If you're BKB'd, fine, he'll just blink on top of you instead. So that hit is coming no matter what.
Yeah.
See how the Leshrac adapts to it, because Kit's, I don't know. He's got the BKB in just a couple more seconds. Maybe he could just outmaneuver the Chaos Knight entirely and avoid that first hit as Moose. Yep. Don't want to be there. Blinks away. Burner, though, blinks right after him. Good snowball dodge. That does still put him in the line of fire, though, so he's going to have to try and fight his way out of this, and I don't really think it's going to work.
Yeah. But it does let the Leshrac get away. He realized the enemies are coming up to him. He teleports back to his base, got some BKB finish, and next he's going to be working on this Kiva Guard, or maybe a Lotus Orb. Actually, he's got a Blink Dagger queued up. I'm not crazy about this.
Right.
Right.
He's got a Blink and then a Hex queued up.
Yep, so he's going to be sitting a lot further back, then he's going to be waiting to jump the CK instead of letting the CK jump him. It's like... Same thing I was talking about earlier, but higher execution. You don't want to get yourself caught out here, basically. You'll be standing so far back, you can just blink in.
And you do still have speed on a Tidehunter to be the front line, right? So you can kind of afford to sit back and maybe wait for your moment instead of being the one initiating yourself. How much longer on this Aegis? Just over a minute for Berna, so we'll see if NoRunes don't look for maybe one last swing at a team fight here while they still have those 2 lives up, and
that's not a target you want to try to start on.
Yeah.
In fact,
A target, yes. Good target, no. But okay, Nuagas, he wants to say he participated. Gets the root. Reality Rift is there, but again, this is not the hero that you jump on, especially now that he has the static on top of him. It's out from DNM, so you don't want to hit him. Just leave him alone. Go for something else.
You got 85% damage reduction on his Anchor Smash.
Oof.
Either Burner hits his BKB or he's not hitting the people if he gets Anchor Smashed.
So between Burna with the Mage Slayer build and the Anchor Smash play potentially coming out, you could have 2 heroes that basically just don't do damage. One on each side is August. Okay. Tries to go for the Furious Field. That's enough to take down AB1, but it does cost the CM her own life, and... Okay, there we go. He was momentarily trapped on the Brood, but he's able to get himself away, but the Aegis does time out. Of course, Burna hasn't died at all in this game, so I don't think he's massively concerned. In fact, he's just going to go straight in onto Kits. He's able to hit him up, pull him in. Defensive Snowball, though, actually didn't pull Kits in, but it is going to be able to break this fight up. Moose is still dropping. But at least they kept Kits alive for the time being. He's going to pop that. Actually, pop the Bloodstone with nothing around him. Now Guts goes in. There's going to be the Dream Call. They pop it with the Reality Rift.
Clean.
Ooh. That one looked pretty damn good. And now Speed.
The cookie's not so clean, though.
Yeah.
Definitely some miscommunication here on this one. Trying to go in on AB1, get an angle. Speed's making this so difficult for them. These Anchor Smashes are a big problem.
Oh, man. Well, it's a one-team fight for NoRunes at the end of the day. Can't really argue on that point, but they're not really going to get too much off the back of it, right? The ability to pressure objectives thanks to the Tidehunter is basically non-existent right now. So Burna's going to get hit up. Walrus Punch, Snowball, hits from DNM coming in. He's trying to armlet toggle his way out of it, and it looks like he might live. Looks like everybody might live, actually. In fact, they're just going to turn this around. It's AB1 who goes down, and now DNM, he doesn't have a front line. He needs somebody to come in here. Speed is trying to get over, but DNM still taking the hits. Even with the pipe barrier on top of him, he will fall. The Snowball didn't pull him in time.
Yeah, they're dropping like flies right now on 5RAT. Now just forced to back off. I mean, they lose Sniper. They couldn't get that kill off on the CK. Managed to armlet toggle his way out of that one. They're looking clean now. Outplayed in the previous game. They're winning my heart back here, Kate.
The execution is matching up quite nicely here in this second game. But again, as long as speed is on the field, you are still going to be hard-pressed to turn these kills into towers, but I mean, it's an 11k net worth lead, right? So you're still feeling pretty damn comfortable, even if all you're getting is kills.
Yeah.
What is Kit's working on here? Has he changed out of this build? No, he has not.
He has not.
Okay.
I mean, it's good, but he does die very fast
Right.
in the CK, as we saw. And it's going to get a lot worse once this guy hits level 20.
How close are we? 19 and a third of the way to level 20, so... And now, oh my god, now a Bloodthorn finished off in its entirety, so... Yeah, okay, you've got a blink on Kits, but...
He's gone all in on being like a Leshrac here.
Not a bad plan, I suppose. Last couple of fights have shown the rest of the team has enough sort of damage and knockdown to handle everyone else, so...
Yeah.
We'll see.
Roche respawn's going to be in not for another 2.5 minutes, by the way. They're already set up around the pit here. 5RAT, it might have been kind of fortunate for them if they got an instant respawn there. It looks like they're pretty split up right now with NoRunes, but that's hopeful thinking. Instead, they're going to have to fight into NoRunes after Berta hits level 20. Now that he's got this Bloodthorn completed. And they'll probably have the Sulcrass finished on Broodmother before the next fight as well. It's going to be rough.
Just doesn't seem to be much of a weak spot here on the NoRunes side that 5RAT could really take advantage of. Of course, if they group up heavily enough and BKBs aren't preemptively popped, right, you still have a Ravage to work with, but it's kind of assuming that your opponents don't preemptively activate that magic immunity, as that snowball is just going off into the void. TP had already completed, so not going to be able to find anything as AP1.
Now you see him, now you don't.
Yep. Not a fun time for the Jakiro, but he is going to be the sort of alarm sounding for his teammates. Everyone knows to get away. His moves, that's a nifty play. Blink himself away from the CK, and you keep it just the one death. What is DNM up to at this point, though? We haven't really looked at him too much. He's got some stats with the Dragonlance. That Mjolnir, obviously, we saw the static charge being thrown out onto speed, and he's close to a BKB, but I don't know. Damage-wise, it feels like he has to hit on a hero for like 10 to 15 seconds to really take anyone down.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he can get the kill off on a CM, but she's sitting so far back at every point that there's just no way.
Oh,
shit, speaking of CM, I really like CM's build. Nuages is just going for, you got the drums, eventually he's going to have the bongo boots and a BKB, so he's just going to run into the enemy team with the ultimate at max speed.
Okay.
That one's always funny.
I can see it. Just getting there, be disruptive, but yeah, as we were saying, 5RAT, they did go for the 5-man smoke, but they did it on top of an Obs ward, so they're not really going to get anything too valuable. Quick kill onto Nuages, but... Oh, Guts? Does he pull the trigger? Yes, he does. That's Dream Coil onto the Jakiro, so yeah, AB1 may be going down here, but DNM is getting his opportunity to just sort of fire away onto that, well, onto the spider, but the totem gets him back onto the high ground. That was a buyback. Okay. AB1's back in the fight. Roshan is back up, so now control of the pit actually becomes relevant.
The question is if any of the teams want to actually attempt this right now with the whole enemy team standing. I'd say that you've actually have a little bit of disadvantage despite being 14k up right now on NoRunes. Fighting into the Ravage. Right. And this Leshrac not so easy. Kits did end up changing his mind, by the way. He went back to that plate mail that I was talking about earlier.
Okay.
Realizes that it's just not worth getting blown up by the CK, especially not that he's level 20. He does have that reality rift piercing spell immunity. So it doesn't matter if he's got the BKB active or he's sitting like 1,000 range back with his blink dagger ready. He will just get reality rifted and killed if he doesn't have that plate mail.
Yeah, well, the plate mail is nice. It's just, I feel like if he hadn't gone for the blink, that could just about be a finished Shiva's at this point, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kit's wanted the mobility. We'll see how it works, right? Because since he's bought that Blink Dagger, I don't think we've seen
Much
a
use
full
of it.
5v5. So yeah, he hasn't got the
Yeah.
chance to really show it off any, but could be useful. We'll see where that 5v5 ends up, because as of right now, it really does look like it's just going to be centered around the pit. Neither side is fully backing away from it for very good reason, but we'll see if anybody's willing to make a move. The BKB was finished off by DNM, so he's a little bit safer on this sniper. And Neph, does this feel safe enough? Do you think this is the point where DNM can transition into some damage, or does he need more?
I think he has to transition to some damage, otherwise there's no way for them to kill the CK. Yeah, that's what he
Okay.
looks like. Is what he's doing. He's got the Silver Edge queued up as his next item. I mean, even like the Maelstrom is all magical damage that's coming out from magical damage from the Leshrac. Like they need physical to be able to hurt the CK.
It's one kill in onto AB1, but he might not be getting away from this one. Can he dance? He's gonna blink. Okay. Kills Moose as he jumps, but they do take him down, but all of that was just a distraction. Roche is dying. I don't think they get here in time. No, they don't. Roshan goes down. Grab the Aegis. Grab the Aegis. Grab the Aegis.
Grab the Aegis.
Grab
Grab
the
the Aegis.
Aegis.
Grab the Aegis.
Boys.
Grab the Aegis.
Oh my god, Heiko gets it, but
I am surprised that Speed didn't just ravage and then try to steal that.
I think 5RAT were surprised that they didn't take it that fast. Yeah, because Speed might have had an opening, but they just kind of assumed it was going to be an instant grab. Making me nervous. Don't like it.
What can you do?
So, but yeah, I guess Berna didn't really care for it himself. He doesn't really. I guess he could have slid out maybe an Ultior, but he hasn't died once in this game anyway, so...
I think he misclicked. I mean, he picked up the shard.
Oh, he did, yeah. Huh. It's not a bad shard upgrade to have, but yeah, maybe not what he was looking for, but...
Yeah, might have been like a panic situation. I don't know. Hard to say.
Well, now if you're 5RAT, it is time to play Avoid the Chaos. Or not the Chaos Knight, the Broodmother. You could avoid the CK too. You know, why not? They take the tier 2 tower top, just going to try and do what damage they can. Maybe buy some time, although... I don't know, Neph. Do you think... Is this still a situation where they could try for a fight if the Ravage is right, or should they just sort of dodge it entirely?
I think right now they dodged. They're close to a couple items. They're working on Hex on speed, Shiva's Guard on the Leshrac. I think after you finish these things, you're a little bit more confident. Until then, if you're able to stall, you should stall.
Yeah, they're going to get a little bit of a freebie there onto the Crystal Maiden. Kits comes over to secure the last hit, so some gold into his hands. Although, this is rough. The supports run right into the rest of NoRunes. They're going to... I was going to say they're going to back away. Kits is looking like he kind of wants to back up, but you see Speed coming in from the north, so they're able to take down one. Speed still has Ravage. But yeah, that's NoRunes' cue to leave. They've decided this has gotten a little too complicated. We got our support kills. Let's not get greedy.
Yep. So supports for supports on both these teams. And they walk off afterwards. That was kind of a weird one to me. It was to see him pushing the bottom lane by herself, and nobody responded. And so at that point, 5RAT was thinking, yeah, okay, it's probably safe. If they didn't come down with the CM wall, just was going for the kill. While we were going for that kill, there's no way they're around here. And then, sure enough, they're around there anyways on NoRunes. They end up losing 2 supports after that.
DNM, I believe, did show the Shadow Blade in that fight, so they're aware now that he's got the invis. But DNM still needs a little bit more in order to actually do some damage. The Silver Edge will be nice, but gotta be able to farm that one up. But at least they're reestablishing some control / vision in the south side jungle. It's still not the safest area in the world, but maybe DNM can get in there to try and farm up. Speaking of farm, though, Kits does now have the Shiva's Guard online, Neph, so I'm kind of waiting on this pickup for a little bit, but he's got it. He's got the ceremonial robe coming out to him as well. That's going to make him even more durable, so
Your favorite Leshrac item?
The robe? Eh. I don't know if the robe's anyone's favorite item. It's nice, but it's just kind of there.
Damn. Not your first choice ever, then. I see.
Yeah, basically.
Well, he holds on to it instead of Dispel Prism. He's gonna pass it off to one of his teammates.
Oh. I mean, who takes the prism over him at this point?
Tide, maybe?
That's true.
Jakiro?
Yeah, he's got the cloak right now. Could pass that up. He's also got a scythe on the Tide Hunter.
Yeah, that's one of the items that we were talking about them waiting for before they actually want to take one of these team fights. But there's another 45 seconds on the Aegis. Win for a fight now anyways, though.
Yeah, this is getting a little bit complicated. Kits is pushing his way in with the BKB activated. AB1, though, does go down. Moose is going to get blown up as well. So, again, those two supports just get taken out immediately. Speed's got to blink himself away from trouble, but Guts is actually going to continue to chase. He's got, I think that's an overwhelming blink. Yeah, so the slow comes in, and Kits is just going to have to stand his ground, but he really doesn't do that all that well. He's more durable than he was before, but it's still a lot hitting him.
I mean, the Shiva's Guard is going to help him just getting instantly blown up. It'll buy him time to maybe clear out the CK illusions, especially if a Ravage comes out afterwards. But it's not going to stop him going down for sure. They do a lot of damage here on these NoRunes heroes. Not to mention the fact that you have this Mage Slayer / Bloodthorn coming out as soon as CK hits you.
Okay. Ravage is out. Hits onto 3. Macropyre down as well. CK's dropping. Aegis timed out, so he does die. Okay. They got Burna. They got Nuagas. Now they're trying to deal with Hiko. He is dropping pretty low. Walrus Punch puts him up in the air, and he's dead by the time he lands.
Is this how the world ends?
Maybe.
Oh my god. I mean, it was the perfect time. They definitely extended too far forward there. These heroes get back up. DNM actually does a reasonable amount of damage when everyone is disabled, so
right.
Targeting him, like we mentioned, the
oh
Sacred
god, Guts.
For damage there. Yeah, it is gonna lose Buck. And just still on cooldown for another like 30 seconds there. They're losing hero after hero. He's dead without buyback for 90 seconds here. No. Show me the graphs.
This is not supposed to be possible. Oh,
it's the same thing that was happening last game. They're running it back. They're going up to the high ground.
Ooh, that is just a straight shot back up to the north in terms of those graphs.
Right. They've got 2 fortifies to work with here. They can stall for like 14 seconds.
Uh-oh. Hex in, on to Nuagas.
He doesn't have buyback either. He's just dead. It's one less hero they have to defend now.
This is getting a little bit concerning if you're NoRunes. It's time to...
A little bit concerning.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit more than a little bit. Underselling it a bit. This is a problem. The kisses are going to come in, but Speed says, okay, that's cool. I got a pipe. Well, okay, Moose might need to be careful, but the damage dealers onto these buildings don't really care. They didn't stick around for the ranged, but with Burna back up, maybe that's the smarter play, but... I mean, they knocked off like 12k from that net worth deficit in the space of a couple of minutes.
Just like that, mid lane's going to be pushing in naturally now. Only an 8k net worth advantage, and I'd say they're in a good place. I mean, again, Tidehunter, Leshrac, Sniper. Later this goes, they're going to be in a pretty good place.
Trickster Cloak.
You've got good items to deal with the Sniper. Like, the CK does have a Blink Dagger. But once we start talking things like Refresher Orb on the Tidehunter, you're going to struggle to take fights. You needed to close this out in the next, like, 5 minutes here on the side of NoRunes. Now, all of a sudden, things are hard.
Well, meanwhile, DNM, what's he working towards next? He had the Silver Edge finished. Courier delivering ninja gear. Okay. He's also keeping the Penta Edge in his backpack just in case for when he... Oh, not really sure. For the high ground push, I guess. Just holding on to it, but... He is hitting pretty damn hard. Before we said he needed like 10 to 15 seconds. That timer is not nearly as long now, as we saw in the last fight, right? All it takes is that first stun, the Ravage, the Walrus Punch, whatever it is, and he just starts chunking you down.
Yeah. Dinam, like, he's still got 8 seconds left on his BKB. Like, if he wants to stand his ground, he's going to be able to stand his ground and fight some of these heroes at this point. Bershon respawns another 10 seconds, by the way. We're probably going to see like the game-deciding fight happen over by the pit. And been a good place for it, all smoked up and heading towards it now inside of 5RAT. They need to be able to like wrap around the back line, get on top of either the sniper or the Leshak with the CK here. If you don't take out one of those cores at the beginning of the team fight, I don't think you win it, or have somebody disable Speed's Blink Dagger.
They're pushing pretty close. They're going to run into the Snapfire. Quick and easy kill to start things off. Meanwhile, to the south, they got the Hex down onto Nuagas. They're going to try to take the CM out. BKB popped into the freezing field, but they're a little bit split on their targeting, and now the Ravage comes in, connecting onto multiple heroes. They've got Heiko locked down. He's stuck inside the Macro Pyre, but for now, he's holding his ground. Speed off to the side, trying to keep Burna occupied while his teammates clean up the supports, but they're not cleaning up all that quickly, and DNM was actually taken down. So he is going to buy back, but he has to rejoin the engagement on foot. While he does so, the rest of the squad is going down. Speed only a moment away from death. Kits is trying to sort of hide until he can blink. He actually blinks his way forward. And Burna, yeah, that's a Leshrac standing right next to you.
Aeon Dis is going to be able to keep him alive for long enough to be able to stall this one out for the CK to be able to get there. He's got his Blink Dagger up now, too.
Guts pushing forward. What can he find? Does he actually go to the orb? No. Okay, he's not going to jive that far forward.
CK,
and honestly,
yeah, you don't want to add on to the 3 heroes. You get back up now. Get back into your team. But amazing coordination there by Guts and Burn at the beginning of that team fight. You hit the level 25 on Puck just before that fight as well, so you have the Dream Coil piercing spell immunity. You managed to get the right angle to not only break the Dream Coil on the Sniper, but also pull him up on top of the cliff there. Those two things don't go right. I don't think they get that kill on the Sniper, and he doesn't have to do that slow walk back from the team fight after buying back into it. So things had to go very right for them to be able to take that one, and they happen to. Great job there by NoRunes.
They get the Aegis. They get a Ags that was taken by Guts on the Puck, so he's got the knockback. Knockback on Waning Rift. Also the true side. I guess that matters a little bit too, considering DNM has been making use of that silver edge. So
yeah, he's about to be silver edge.
Oh boy. Oh, BKB. Can he TP out? Can he do
Waning Rift? Waning Rift. All right.
Okay, it wasn't near. Oh damn. Okay.
Oh, let's go, Mr. Jeans!
He's all the way in. Burna's coming up behind him, though, too, so this could turn into something a little bit more. Yeah, AB1. He gets taken down. Buyback not available on either of those heroes. And this is where it's going to start to fall apart here for 5RAT. This should be a full lane of racks.
Dude, the Sniper's down though by 120 seconds. He's down for. What do you mean a lane of racks? Go for the throne! Do the finisher.
They kind of have to, because there's tier 2s in the other lanes. So they either have to back up and go through those or go straight on to tier 4s.
Alright, they took out one of the tier 2s.
Okay.
So they can get 2 lanes of racks here.
You know, Neph, I don't know if you were 100% serious, but I think they actually would have gotten away with it if they had just gone for the win. And maybe now they're realizing that they're thinking to themselves, wait, no, the Sniper did buy back. He can't do anything. Let's just go. Tier 4 is falling. 5RAT, you got to do something. You can't really afford to wait any longer. They've got the Ravage. Oh, Burna's going to pop the BKB, though. Push his way in. Leshrac in trouble. Kit's dropping low. Can they keep him alive? Okay. They are not dead yet, but they're just not doing any damage. AB1 comes in with the Ice Path. It's well placed, but again, the lack of damage is really just going to do him in. Moose gets taken down. AB1 will fall. Speed getting pushed back into his own fountain. There is going to be a buyback from the Jakiro, but it's feeling like it's too late to really have much of an impact. Kits is doing his best, but there's only so much he can do here.
Yeah. They lose Kits again. Speed, I mean, they can't get a kill off of him, but he can't keep his throne alive. Focusing on the objectives. Let's go. Nuage's the wolf. Hit that throne, damn it. He's got the attack speed talent.
Oh my god. There's another glyph coming out, though, so 5RAT just want to be a little bit stubborn at the end there, but it's not going to matter. There's the game. NoRunes. Oh, they broke our hearts in game 1, Neph, but this time around, once they had the lead, they were able to hold on to it.
Just like that, they managed to bring it back. 5 minutes in the past, everyone's talking about how hyped NA is. They don't realize NoRunes coming back into this one in a big way. Ugh. No. They're pulling on our heartstrings there, Kmart. They're pulling on our heartstrings. They're just putting up a show. They had to die on 3 heroes. They had to lose their melee racks there. Yeah, just to keep the viewers entertained. It's what you want. It's what we all wanted. Finally, we had one of the series going in 3 games. It just doesn't feel right when they're all 2-0s, man.
Yeah. It's just too short at that point. And we can see, looking at the graph, that here was that heart attack moment, if you were a NoRunes fan, where that lead just kind of shrinks for a little bit, but NoRunes didn't panic, right? They know, hey, let's hit the right targets, let's take down DNM. And really, that was just the death of 5RAT, right? The death, the buyback. If they actually kept him safe, maybe it could have looked a little bit better, but without him, Kits alone can't do the damage to win a fight.
Needs definitely need both of them. So sniper going down was definitely a huge part of that one. Excellent targeting there on the side of NoRunes. And again, everything had to go just right to pull him up on top of that cliff. They had to get the 25 on Puck for that Dream Coil Magic Community Piercing Disable, because he did have his BKB on that sniper when he got like pulled up and taken down like that one. So not ideal, but finally we see this hoo-hoo-ha-ha man put in his place, man. That's how the note I want to end this one on.
Yeah, the sniper loses and NoRunes tie up the series, which means we are finally going to have a third game here. It was all 2-0s yesterday, but we are going to get the full series this time around. So we will be stepping aside for just a moment here while the teams get ready, but Game 3 is going to be coming your way in just a couple of minutes. So stick around, and we'll be right back.